you could see that farmers were hungry to make sure that they did enough to feed their own people. Teachers who were South Africans at that time were hungry to impart knowledge to change the trend of the people of South or the blacks in South Africa not having enough education to handle their own affairs. Everyone was doing something, and those people were all young people who were hungry, they were exuberant, filled with youthful exuberance to cause change. So Nelson Mandela here was talking to those people saying, the youth of today, the youth at that time when there was no AI competing for jobs with them, the youth of today, which was at that time where smartphones and computers and then this ChatGPT and stuff were not all over, are the leaders of tomorrow. And now this another speaker, sometime before, sometime past, also saying something similar. Is that learners of today are the leaders of tomorrow. Now, these two statements were true when they were talking about them. But as time has gone, as time has passed, one of these two statements has become a myth, more or less like some proverbs old people used to say before.
Sorry to interrupt, Dr. Sir.
Yes.
I think you are sharing the wrong screen. We are just seeing the first page, which is the home screen of the PPT.
Oh, sorry. Let
All
me
right, sir.
let me. Okay, so so can you see? Is it moving now?
Yes, it is. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so okay. Oh, apologies for that. Thank you for reminding me. So yeah, this is what Nelson Mandela said. The youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow. And then this one with the tiger stripes, the leopard stripes with the leaders and this thing is talking about the learners of today are the leaders of tomorrow. So of these two, which would be the myth? The myth here is that the youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow. Why? Because the youth of today are the leaders of today. You are not born today to come and be a leader of tomorrow, because tomorrow will never come. The leaders of tomorrow, walk with me, the leaders of tomorrow will be born tomorrow. Am I making sense to someone? Please, am I making sense? You can't be born in this generation and you want to now be effecting change in another generation. It's an error. Is someone listening to me? It's an error. The youth of today are the leaders of today. The leaders of tomorrow will be born tomorrow. I almost said hallelujah. The leaders of tomorrow will be born tomorrow. So when Bible say redeeming the time because the days are dangerous, it wasn't talking about the days are dangerous for the days that are yet to come are dangerous. The days are dangerous because the time you are living in, there's so many things that are blocking our view. I don't want to go scriptural, but permit me to use one scripture. He said 1 Corinthians 4 verse 4 said that the gods of this world have blinded the eyes of they that believe not, lest the glorious light of the gospel of Christ be known to them. Now, the gods of this world are the people that we call in power. Why is it that some group of the youth, a group of youth, are still believing in this notion that they would affect change in some in some tomorrow to come? While another group of youth are doing stuff now. So it is a myth, or it made sense when Nelson Mandela was making this statement that the youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow. My brother, my sister, my friend, fellow social innovator, You are not a leader of any tomorrow. You are a leader of today. You are a leader of today. Why am I saying this? Because there are a lot of needs that need to be touched. But because it's now a political mantra, why is it that in the West, young people are in power, but old people are still ruling Africa? People who are supposed to be enjoying some retirement homes, even writing their wills and making plans for their funerals, are still ruling us. And the best we can do is to go on social, buy data with our own money, go on social media and go and rant. Because we are still living in the notion that our time is tomorrow. But tomorrow will never come. Because tomorrow has its own tomorrow. Tomorrow has its own tomorrow. You will not miss your time. Like Bible said that there's a time and a season for everything. You will not miss your time and your season now. And you're not going to be struggling for leadership with the people who are not yet born. So leaders of tomorrow will be born tomorrow. However, who are we? We are learners of today. We are learners of today. So that together we will shape the future. We will shape tomorrow for those who will be born tomorrow. The reason why some people are old money, because their great forefathers understood the times and the seasons. And they led when it was time for them to lead. So when it was time to pass on the torch to the future leaders came and they inherited the resources to build their present. But here we are, still hoping that we'll be leaders of some tomorrow to come. It's a lie. And when politicians hold on to these statements that you are the leaders of tomorrow, invest in your education, you are the leaders of tomorrow, the technology you are using today will be useless tomorrow. When I was in primary school, when you are watching a movie or a video on YouTube and it's buffering for like 30 minutes, you still had the patience to watch. But today, when a video is buffering for 3 seconds, you want to fast forward because you don't have that patience. The technology has come too far for me to be waiting for a video to buffer for 30 seconds. If I'm watching a video and I cannot see the end of that, I cannot guess the end of that video in the first 5 minutes, I'm not watching. Why? Because technology has come far. But here we are still living in the reality that was there like before we were born. Our grandparents were hearing, you are the youth of today, you be leaders of tomorrow, before they gained independence. Our parents heard the same story, and here we are also believing the same stories. While the political class or the people who are leading today are preparing their children. Oh. So you be there. Don't be the leader for today. Okay? Don't be the leader for today. So how did I even start? So it was this whole idea that Max, don't waste your time preparing for any tomorrow because tomorrow will never come. This is what pushed me to start doing things differently. This is what pushed me to start doing things differently. I'm like, yeah, we've had generations of doctors who come and go. They spend years in medical school. They go back and they go and do 8 doctors do, I think 8 to 2 or 8 to 9. I don't even know anymore. So doctors, they crack their heads in, they are usually the best students in high school. Then they are selected, they go to medical school. After medical school, they go and then they go back into the medical system, and it's like the same thing is being recycled. And I'm like, still people are dying of malaria, which people shouldn't be dying of. People are dying of simple stuff that they are not dying of. Why? Because we have accepted this notion that we are the leaders of tomorrow, and we'll live in today and we'll die today. They will do nice funeral for us and we'll be gone. and the tomorrow will never come to meet us. So when, like I said, I was reading this Nelson Mandela quote with my sister. The way me too, I like to do big brother stuff and be there doing teachable moments with my younger sister. And I was there, I was thinking I was spewing nonsense until this young girl who was in junior high school at that time asked me, so what if you die before tomorrow? Then I realized, hey, Max, you are not the leader of tomorrow, Bia. Your time to make any change is today. So then I started asking myself, what problems can I be a solution to? And my friend, you'll be surprised. Please, somebody should remind me of how many minutes I have more before I get carried away. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised at how many things are going on in society right now that you think you cannot change. You will be surprised. So it all begins with this question. So you're like, but the medical, this thing, you need to get license, you need to blah, 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 blah. The idea for Brave Ribbons Advocates, which is the NGO we started, it's a funny story. It came when I was still a medical student. I'm still a medical student, by the way. Yeah, it came when I was doing my bachelor's. In COVID, when people were even now looking for excuse not to go to class, me, I was thinking this and that. Hey, so I'm in China here. These people, their government is initiating lockdowns and blah, 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 blah. They're having nose mask and this day. What about people at home? How are they going to cope? That they're even speculating online that Africa will be the hardest hit, blah, 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 blah. So is the only thing I'm going to do here in China here when nose masks are cheap and then I have free internet like that? Is the only thing I'm going to do is to be praying for Africa, that God please save Africa, God please save my family? No. It started with how can I help alleviate the burdens of my people back home? That is how we started. Because I took the initiative. And so instead of going to Facebook and be like, who was the president at that time? Even, yeah, President Akufo-Addo, you are not doing blah, blah, blah. You people are spending the money. You people are chopping the money. You've turned the government into family and friends affair, blah, 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 blah. I was like, no, let them do whatever they are doing. But I will brighten in the small corner that I am in. How can I help? So even with no money, Brave Ribbons Advocate wasn't started with money. I won't come and tell you any success story of how we started with just 10 RMB. We started with nothing. We started with a laptop and a friend and a Zoom link. That, do you want to know about COVID? Do you want to know about COVID? I can say that my nuclear family, we are about, I think, 5. Yeah. My extended family, we are plus the ones I know, because the extended family group I posted the link in, there are about, I think, about 50 people in there. Guess how many people attended the first meeting, the first Zoom meeting? My own family, less than 10. And of that, including me, 5 of my nuclear family was this extended family big like that. Only 5 people came. But that did not deter me, because I saw a problem that needed a solution. So then I was like, how about we start investing in giving people stuff, giving people produce, giving people stuff like that. And that led to the second phase. We wanted to start giving out nose masks, give out pads, and then all that. At that time, I had some small money. I had some little money over there. But then I went to my brother, my eldest brother, that, Charles, could you please, like, I have this idea. He was like, oh, wow, this is a very great idea. I don't know how your elder brothers are, but they will support you until you ask them for money. I'm like, yo, so can you give me like 5,000? I didn't add any denomination to it. I didn't specify whether it was CDs, dollars, naira, kobo, or anything. I said, can you support me with like 5,000? I have an idea for this NGO, and I would want you to be one of our benefactors at the beginning. Then said, so who else is on board? I'm like, for now, it's just me. And then I'm trying to recruit a few medical students here and there. Then when we become big, we will now have something to show to the external investors. So Charles looked at me and then he was like, oh, so you don't even have any proper plan, or you don't have any proper plan worth inviting external investors for. It is me, my money that you want to waste. My own brother, oh. One mother, one father. It's not my stepbrother. He said, oh, so it is me, my money that you want to waste. If you are not African, you might not decode that this is a no. He used the question to tell me that it is me, my money that you want to waste, meaning that, dude, stop dreaming. Then I don't know why my siblings like giving quotes like that. So he said that, Max, do you know that a vision without provision leads to a revision of that vision? Give me money, you are here speaking in parables to me. I'm like, hey. Then later I understood. They said the vision is to start an NGO to help people, but there is no provision. There is no money to support this. So the end, I would have to revise this thing that, okay, the vision was that I want to support a lot of people. But because there's no money, let's revise the vision to just be praying for people there. So a vision without in this case, the provision that needed to be made for this vision was money, was the time, was proper research, was human resource. And I didn't have any of that. Or I didn't have it to the level that my own brother would see that this was worth investing in. So then I spoke to myself and I looked into my heart and I made this quote for myself that don't try to look for investors if you are not ready to sacrifice everything to be the sole investor of this vision. So you might have a business idea. Some people, I met some medical students, they said, oh, I have a research plan. I have this big thing I want to do. But no one is believing in me. No one is investing in me. I'm saying this in a general sense because in the medical field, medicine is expensive. Medical tech is expensive. So until you are ready to invest, say that this vision, if no one invests in this vision at all, I'm ready to use my own CSC money. I'm ready to use my own time. I'm ready to have sleepless nights to do the necessary research that needs to be done, to find the necessary people that will help to do this thing before I go and look for investors out there. So this is a warning I gave myself that, Max, don't go trying to look for anything. So what did I now start doing? I'm like, yeah, AI is the next big thing. And what I'm trying to do with Brave Ribbons Advocate is to offer public health service. Now, normal statistics is outdated and people are still dying. How can we be fast in reaching the people out there? That is to study AI for myself. I'm not now going to beg someone who is an expert in AI to come and now say, oh, can you please come and help me? I have this idea. No. Internet is free or internet is cheap in China. I was like, no, I can do the AI thing myself. So imagine a medical student learning coding. On top of that, I had wasted time learning economics already, but that also later I realized that was a blessing in disguise. I was learning coding, I was learning software engineering. So I was eating, but I was losing weight. Because, Charlie, coding is not easy. So I was learning all these things. Why? To better prepare myself for the today I want to see. Because I wanted to see a today, because I wanted I wanted to see a today that people will not go to the hospital and then they will die of small hypertension because what, they didn't know that they had hypertension 10 years ago. I didn't want to live in a today when we are still in Africa, and when someone just collapses and dies, the first thing that comes in mind was that it is some family member who has done witchcraft on him to kill him. People are dying of myocardial infarction more in Africa, and the innocent witches and wizards who are busily flying at night, minding their own business, are being accused. People are dying of cerebral hemorrhage. People are going to hospital just to have appendicitis. They have appendicitis to have their appendix removed. Appendix that me I was removing in my 3rd year of medical school. The person will go to a big hospital and will not make it from the operation table. Why? Because we are living in a today where Africa is still lagging behind in information. Africa is still lagging behind in wellness sensitization. That was not a today. That is not a today I wanted to live in. And I wasn't ready to go and be begging people. If my own brother could tell me that he's not ready to waste money on a project because he didn't see that the project was matured enough, what do you think an outsider would tell me? So what did I do? I built myself. I surrounded myself with resources. I added value to myself so that no one will come and be telling me I'm a leader of tomorrow. What if I die tonight? So we are walking about with this mentality of we being leaders of tomorrow, and our today is wasting away. You come to China and you are doing economics or you are doing medicine, and medicine is the only thing you are studying. So what is the difference between you, who is in China with all these resources? What's the difference between you and someone who is studying in, let's say, somewhere, let me use Ghana, where the person still has to use notebooks like plenty? What is the difference between you? So when I was interviewing for my current fellowship with WHO, the interview was done by some of the professors in Tsinghua University. So they asked me, yeah, I see you doing economics and this. So aside from medicine, what else can you do? So that question shook me. But then that was when my pride started. I'm like, oh, okay, so I know a little bit of AI, and I'm working on some minor applications of AI in skin detection. Before I graduated in my bachelor's of medical school, MBBS, I had created an application that can detect skin diseases with 85% accuracy. A medical student. I'm not here to brag. A medical student. Why? Because I understood the assignments that I'm a leader of today. Because people are in Africa who are under harsh weather conditions. And a lot of these cancers, a lot of these things that are killing people manifest as skin diseases. So when people are, so one of the earlier signs of syphilis is that you have skin lesions. One of the earliest signs of gonorrhea, skin. Even HIV, skin. When someone has liver problems, skin, because of the spider angioma being seen on skin. The skin reveals a lot of the things that are going on in us. Yet we don't have enough systems that are helping, that people can just access on their phones to be like, okay, let me take this in scan, and then at least I'll have an idea of what is going on. I wasn't ready for any of my family members to die of melanoma because they realized it late. No. So you are a leader of today. Your time to lead is not tomorrow. You are not a leader of tomorrow. Cancel that idea from your head. Okay. You are not a leader of tomorrow. Cancel that idea from your head. Cancel that idea from your head. We are leaders of today. What are you investing? And what dream or what vision do you have? No matter where you are, especially those in China. If the major you are studying is the only thing you are studying right now, I'm sorry, you are wasting time. I stood before I close. I stood before experts. I stood before a lot of people yesterday. People were presenting plenty ideas about AI, blah 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 blah. I got on stage, and sometimes I can be proud or my pride can kill me. I'm like, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here to speculate about the application of AI in medicine in the future. No, because the future is here. We've already done it. People were like, what is this boy talking about? And when I started presenting, people were now like, oh, what they are doing now is what this guy did like some 2 years ago. At that moment, the amount of pride I felt in my heart, nobody could tell you. And because of the mindset I have, you see, you'll be drawn to a certain kind of people. You can't say you want to be a modern doctor and still be learning medicine like somebody, you still be reading the books hardcore. Nobody has time to be reading books. You are an African medical student in China where you can do research very easy. And then there are so many research gaps in hospitals back there. And you are waiting for your Chinese professor to give you a topic before you publish papers. You have the contacts of the doctors back home and you are wasting it away. So you have the research tools here, you have the research sample back home. All it takes is a phone call or an email, yet you are wasting time in China here, waiting for your 6 years to come and pass. So you put that sash around your neck and take pictures and post on Instagram. May God have mercy on us. I don't think the time is enough to talk about going into medical tech and all that. But then I think this cuts across and does justice to medical tech. And I apologize for taking a few minutes beyond what I'm supposed to take. But what I want to leave with us today is that you are not a leader of tomorrow. Delete that idea from your head. You are a leader of today. Tomorrow is for those who will be born tomorrow. You are here today. Redeeming the time because the days are dangerous. The days are dangerous because politicians are lying to you. The older people are lying to you. Your time to shine is now. Find a problem that you can be a solution to. That is where it starts. That is where it starts. Find a problem. It doesn't necessarily have to be one problem. Find plenty problems you can be a solution to. You'll be tired. It will seem stressful, but do it anyways. And don't ever go to sell your idea to anyone if you don't think this is an idea that I'm willing to go broke for. This is an idea that I'm willing to lose sleep over. Because you'll be ridiculed and you'll be forced to leave it. Thank you for having me. I believe at another time we'll find a better time to talk long, but I'm leaving us with, you are a leader for today. You are a leader of today, not tomorrow. Tomorrow leaders will be born tomorrow. Thank you very much. Over to you, MC.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Max. That was a very impactful presentation. Let us show our appreciation for Dr. Max in the chat box. All I can say is wow, wow, wow. A lot of